Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Michael. And it is for a film called Night of the Juggler from 1980. Now, for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it. Pretty much anything request-wise, meaning if it's a reaction to an article or to rank something or a list or whatever, DVD collection, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. But Night of the Juggler is a film I had heard a few people talk about throughout the years. And this is a film that's pretty decently underrated, I will say. For a film that has never gotten a DVD release, for a film that streams a release from like Vendor Syndrome or Arrow Video, or this is an underrated film. It deserves a better release. It does not deserve to be stuck on VHS. It stars James Brolin, Josh Brolin's dad. James Brolin got the beard, the look he had in the Amityville Horror. He is an ex-cop who's a truck driver. He's dropping his kid off at school, but then this psycho kidnaps the wrong kid. He's going to kidnap this rich girl. Her father's rich. Kidnaps the wrong girl. And pretty much it's James Brolin going on a tear throughout the city looking for his girl. And this has a lot of good attributes to it. The acting, especially by James Brolin, is rather solid. The pacing is pretty consistent. It does have that great feel of New York, of how it was back in the day. That sleazy, chaotic feel of New York, people in the streets, and there's peep shows, and there's gangs everywhere, and there's crowded elements of the street that you're trying to, like stuff you would see in films like whether it be Taxi Driver and other stuff. The guy who plays the psycho, I thought, did a good job. You know he's crazy when the first scene is him making a face with eggs and sausage. Either he's Pee Wee Herman or he's a crazy guy. And then when you see that he takes ketchup and puts it on the eyes, the eggs, you're like, okay, yep, this guy's crazy. He's thinking of killing the eggs. Just don't kill your breakfast, you eat it. And you got some other people. Julie Carmen, who will later be in Fright Night Part 2 and In the Mouth of Madness. She's in this. Mandy Patinkin has a small role as a cab driver. Mandy Patinkin would be in Alien Nation, among other films. Dan Hedaya, he was in quite a few movies. He was in Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. He was in The Addams Family, the first one with Raul Julia. And he's been in quite a few other movies. This guy named Richard Castellano is the lieutenant. I really liked him. He definitely had that New York flavor to him. Like one of the first things is like, oh man, gonna be another goddamn New York day. And like I said, you get a bit of development of the city and the psycho and James Brolin and his job and coming home to his daughter. All he can offer for is some hot dogs. And when she's taken, the chase begins. And he's running, he's got some good damn cardio on him. And it gets to a cab, there's Mandy Patinkin. He took my daughter. What? We'll get his ass, that damn pervert. And it's like driving through the park and the sidewalk. And then, James Brolin's getting through the subway. And you get another chasing where you're stealing a car. And then you have some time to breathe. But even when you do, you get that New York flavor. Whether it be the psycho who's got James Brolin's kid, and he's got this whole rundown place. It's been bulldozed. Or you got either James Brolin trying to get info at a peep show and getting a fist fight with people, or Dan Hedaya was his old partner, but he was a dirty cop, so James Brolin had turned him in, and then Dan Hedaya wants revenge. And there's a point that he's shooting with a shotgun in public, and James Brolin's avoiding the shotgun blast. There's a fight that an argument he has with his ex-wife. Well, you stop it, you... Or you know what? Our daughter wants to stay here, you neurotic bitch. This was, I mean, I rather enjoyed this. And I wish there was a better transfer, because what it, like, there's a bit in the tunnels where he's dealing with the bad guy. It's a bit too dark to see. That's not the film's fault, it's because of the transfer. It's only on VHS. This needs another release. I don't care for the song at the end credits. The song didn't do much for me. I don't know how much they gave away. I don't have a lot of problems with this. This was a gem. This is a bit of an underrated gem. It's not wall-to-wall firefights action. You know, it's not John Woo. It's not Die Hard with a Vengeance. You know, it has a lower budget. But for the kind of film it is, it was a nice, surprising little gem that the fact stuck on VHS is a crime to me. It really is. And it's for free on YouTube because it's never been released anywhere else. Again, someone needs... The title... The reason it's called The Juggler is the cycle at one point talks about how he's juggling all things of life, and you know, I got the upper hand now, I'm going to juggle all the right things. It's like, I don't know if that was the right title, Night of the Juggler, because it sounds silly when you say it out loud. I'm like, is it called Night of the Diddler? He killed the Diddler! Death Wish 3. He killed the Diddler! I don't know, maybe that title would have worked best if you had the guy diddle, Night of the Diddler. But that'd be looked at as silly as well. But I don't know, I mean, try to think of like a better title. You could keep the Night of the, but I don't know, maybe Night of the Juggler does at least make it stand out as a title, but I guess in my point of view, I don't mind the title. It's just that it does that. It could come off by some people who don't know anything about it as silly, but as I said, I like the way New York... It is one of those early films that you feel the state of New York in this. And my friend Afri, I know he's in New York, I think this is a film he may like. He may enjoy this movie. It's the same feel as, he'll know this, Walking the Edge with Robert Forster. Has that same feel to it. And yeah, this one is definitely worth a watch for those who like that New York feel, bit of a chase movie, little bits of action. Again, don't think Die Hard or John Woo type of action, but it was, like I said, it needs a better transfer. This needs like the fact it's never even been on DVD is crazy to me. I think it's just because no one knows it exists. But yeah, this was a nice bit of a gem of a film. And it was a nice welcome surprise. James Brolin, he's committed to trying to get his daughter, and he's intense and like always moving, even being arrested by the cops and then dealing with him a day and getting out and getting this and getting information and where to find the information, and maybe a bit more bloodshed, like a bit more intense violence, a bit more like maybe usage of some makeup effects in certain scenes. But overall, I mean, I don't think the villain was over the top. I thought he worked rather well. The daughter character by James Brolin is not the best actress. I could deal with her, but she's not like the best kid actress. Like I said, I could deal with her. I've seen much worse. I've seen better. The music was fine, but it wasn't like, oh, I gotta check out the soundtrack to this. Like I said, the song at the end, I would have preferred some other song. I don't know what. I don't know, for some reason I keep thinking of The Doors. Nice to meet you. Won't you say my name? I don't know why I'm thinking of a song like that. I don't know. I keep hesitating because I don't want to give everything away. Oh, spoilers. Spoilers. Like this whole adult shop peep show and the frustration on his face when, no, I need to talk to you. No, 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 I need to talk to that girl. No, this is my daughter. Like how you have a frustrated father in a city that doesn't want to listen. And like the cops, you gotta be here. And then Danadea being a douche because you messed my life up, but you were on the take. And like Danadea's beating him up, but then James Brolin beats the shit out of him and knocks him out. And like even like I said, the peep show, and then he's fighting people, and they're bashing his head against the glass, the mirror, but then he's fighting back. He's doing what he can, what he's capable of. Like I said, when Danadea got the shotgun and like in broad daylight in public, and just like James Brolin again, he is the running man. Like if you call this Night of the Running Man, which there is a movie called Night of the Running Man with Scott Glenn. Pretty decent movie, but that was before this. If you call this Night of the Running Man, might fit. But like he's running and the Danadea by a shotgun blowing out the windows and pieces of cars, and like I said, the Mandy Patinkin cab chase near the beginning. Mandy Patinkin is very funny. I wish he was in the film more. Just I don't know, yeah, I see you white, what color was this guy? Oh, white? I don't know, I see some guys, have their ass out, and I don't know, I nothing against white guys, but some about you white guys, some of you guys are perverts. Like, he's very funny. But he's also gotten on trying to help James Brolin. I also like Julie Carmen. Interesting to see her before Fright Night 2. I almost didn't recognize her. For a brief second, I thought she was Persis Kambata, the girl from Structure the Motion Picture. She was also in Megaforce. For a brief second, I thought it was her. But it was always Julie Carmen. And there are people that try to help, and she tries to be a decent person, try to help him out, and he thanks her. Like I said, there's nice little character moments. Her being a decent person, him being a decent person. That sort of insanity. And I like the lieutenant. I thought he had a fun. It's like something I would see from some of the characters in Alligator. That sort of tone of, like Lieutenant Torelli was his name. Like he's dealing with his daughter being married, but at the same time he's dealing with this. It's New York. There's these bomb scares, and he's trying to do the best that he can. But he's definitely he has a fun personality. The lieutenant. And even the bit where like he's trying to get some info where this bad guy might be, but then there's Danes there and they're messing with him, and he beats some of them up, and like they're still chasing him, and like he's chasing the bad guy who's got his daughter, but the Dane members are chasing him, so he's trying to get him, and they grab him, and he's like punching them and knocking them out, and he even has to climb on this banister. Again, I said spoilers, and like this has a good energy to it. And like I said, for its lower budget, I said, yeah, it's not explosions and John Woo gunfights, but it was, for 1980s, rather welcoming. Someone said it's like if you took that Death Wish type of flavor, but it was a little bit like Taken with Liam Neeson. Now, I like Taken with Liam Neeson more. That's more of the action. But it's like that sort of almost New York sleazy version of Taken. And I could kind of see what they mean. Like I said, the finale, I even like this bit in the tunnel and spoilers where the bad guy makes the floors electrified, so James Brolin has to avoid it. I don't like the cliche. I always hate this cliche in movies where the bad guy gets the gun on the good guy and he does it and it's empty. I'm like, it's empty. Of course it's empty, because it's like, how much luck does one have that the bad guy gets it done, and thankfully when he has it and he shoots and it's on the good guy, it's empty. They do that cliche all the time. I hate it. Get the gun. Oh, I hate that. If it was the good guy and shooting the bad guy is empty, I'm more forgiving. But it's like, oh, if the good guy's going to die, oh, just how much luck, that gun is empty. It's like Like if you make it like he knows how bullets work because he was an ex-cop and he counted the bullets and that's how, and make that work to the dial, I don't know, just a little nitpick. I hate that cliche, but I guess the bad guy would like a bit more of a crazier death. Like you have this electrified, have him like beat him up and punch him and he's not back and is fried on this electrified thing. Maybe get some makeup effects in there. I would like a bit of that, maybe. A little bit more for the villain. But those are like little nitpicks. And like I said, did a better transfer so I could see a bit more of the finale because it's a bit too dark. Again, that's the movie's fault, is the transfer. But I remember there's a film called Mutant with Wayne Hauser, another underrated film, that you would see it's dark, but then when it got out on Blu-ray, looked beautiful. Looked great. I'm like, this deserves a transfer. Like a HD transfer. I hope so. It deserves it. I don't know, who did the Walking the Edge Blu-ray? I think, or was it DVD? Who did that movie? I think there's a Blu-ray of it. Sorry, I'm trying to see who did that. Yeah, there's a Blu-ray deep discount. Vinegar Syndrome. Oh. Well, there you go. I was just talking about Vinegar Syndrome. They did Walking the Edge. There you go, Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome, get Night of the Juggler, please. This deserves it. So, maybe, this is a pretty decent underrated gem. Well worth a look. And deserves better fate than it's gotten. So thank you, Michael, for letting me sending in the paid request, number 1, and number 2. It was nice to see this. This was one of the better movies I've seen lately. I was pleasantly surprised. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.